Ooh, Fredo.
Hey, yeah, I'm back into the barricade. What I'm doing, counting up money from this year I made. Last year was a different story, but this year I'm paid. Just do 630 in the club, I let it ricochet. Extreme rules ain't enough, I put him in a cage. Now it ain't nowhere to hide, you about to catch this fade. Hey, if rap was wrestling, I'm in the Hall of Fame. Playing games better acknowledge me like I'm Roman Reigns. Hey, but you can't see me though. Took a break, now the final boss back with the demon flow. The innovator, I just do the stuff that they ain't seen before. I'm like the Undertaker, a tombstone to put you where you need to go. A match against me and Dog out for showstopper. I'm in the booth with sweet cheer music, I'm the showstopper. Like the Midnight Express, I'm on the road rocket. They screaming no mas, I'm old mas, dog, I'm a whole problem. You got the money in the bank, I need the whole profit. Running through my ops like Goldberg, like who gon' stop him? Looking at the clock, it's 3:16, I'ma go spot. Then I'ma open up a can of whoop ass like Stone Cold drop. You beating us, the squad like 3D when we teaming up. I got the longest title reign of real rap, it ain't no.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the FTW podcast. We are here to talk about the Royal Rumble, WWE Royal Rumble 2025. So hello to everybody who's out there. It's me, Rudy Peace and Love. We are joined by FTW Rock and Mr. FTW himself. And so I just want to, my first question is, what did you guys think of this Royal Rumble? For me personally, I like this Royal Rumble. I did. There's one match in the whole entire show that I didn't enjoy. And we'll get into that once we get deeper into this Rumble. Does anybody else have any opinions of what they think about this Royal Rumble?
I think it was good Royal Rumble. As far as the men's Royal Rumble, this was probably the better one. Well, men's and women, in my opinion. This was probably the better Royal Rumble 2 like matches as far as like the last probably like 3 or 4 years. Like the whole match was good. This is probably one of them. I really enjoyed it. Like you said, there was one match that wasn't really as good as the rest of them. I expected it to be a little better, but I just kind of liked the aftermath of it. Like you said, we'll talk about it. But it was a pretty good show. Pretty good show.
Okay. I agree. I mean, I thought for the most part, everything was pretty good. Mr. FTW, any thoughts on how the show was?
I thought it was a pretty solid show. Very surprised at the man's outcome. But other than that, man, I pretty much thought that this was a very solid Royal Rumble. We got everything, you know what I'm saying? We pretty much wanted. Any other surprise, we missed out on some surprises, but that's every year. But so, it is what it is.
Okay. All right. So the show started with the women's Royal Rumble, right? And so I'm going to tell you guys which ones excited me when I saw them. Now, I am going to say I did not like this match, personally. And the reason I didn't like this match is I wasn't excited. Like, I felt like there was no excitement. Even when the crowd, like when people were coming out and doing their entrances, I didn't really hear too much of a pop. The only people who really got a pop, in my opinion, was like Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, Jordan Grace got a little bit there, Io Sky. But that was it. For the most part, I felt like even the crowd was very, very quiet. I was thinking, especially with the number 30 coming up and you had already so many contestants, I was like, oh my God, is it going to be Becky Lynch? Is it going to be Jade Cargill coming back? And it was Nikki Bella. And I just was like deflated. I mean, I have no problem with Nikki Bella. She did what she had to do, She was, I feel like, the one, I guess, diva that tried when they did the whole, when they started presenting more of a women's wrestling. But it just didn't excite me, especially for the 30th spot. Like, we could have put her anywhere else and it would have been the same. And so for the 30th spot, I was really excited and I was thinking, okay, we're going to see somebody new, but we didn't. And to be honest, I think if you had Cargill in there, it would have put on some more excitement into this match. Now, for me, the women that I was excited to see that did come in the match was Io Sky, Roseanne Perez. I'm a huge fan of her from NXT. Like, I love that. She's going to be great when she comes up to the main roster. Lash Legend, but I just got a bad feeling when I saw her. I said, you're going to get, like, the first one to be out. I was like, you're going to be the first one. I don't know why, but I was like, I don't think you're going to do well in this Royal Rumble. I liked Jada Parker was in there. I'm happy Jordan Grace, we got to see her again. Alexa Bliss, of course. I didn't like the doll. I was like, oh no, we came back with the doll. I thought we had therapy and they got rid of the doll, but we're back with the doll. I was happy for Rapport, of course, Trish Stratus. Wasn't excited for Charlotte Flair, but I'm glad to see her back. Glad to see her back. And that was it. Out of 30 women, those are the only ones that excited me. And then in the end, Charlotte Flair came out number 27, and then she won the whole thing. Hello, hi. Hi, Courtney Hills. Nice to see you.
Razorback Hill. That's my brother.
Oh, okay.
Appreciate you, bro.
Hello. But you know, Charlotte won. Should have known it was gonna be her. I was excited at the end when I saw Roxanne Perez lasted the whole time, even though technically she should have been eliminated because she got kicked out when Nia kicked everybody out. They thought I didn't see her, but her arm was right there, right next to Julia. I think she fell, but whatever. I guess they erased it from it. But I was excited to see her in the end because I'm a fan. And then Charlotte won. I should have known. Anytime Charlotte is in something, she wins. And that's not like a diss to her. I appreciate Charlotte Flair, especially her wrestling. But it just didn't excite me. I was not excited for this match whatsoever. I was just like, oh. It felt like very, I don't know. It just wasn't my match. It just wasn't something I enjoyed. Anyway, what do you guys think?
Okay, I don't know why we're doing that. It wouldn't let me unmute. But yes, for a second, I agree with you as far as the 30. Entrance number 30, that kind of pissed me off. I really thought it was, like you said, I didn't mind her coming back, but like she definitely could have been way earlier in the match, and you know, it would have did the same effect.
Mm-hmm.
I personally thought it was gonna be either Becky Lynch or Jade Cargill. I really thought it was gonna be Jade Cargill for number 30 because at that time Bianca and Naomi were still in the match, and we all know one of them attacked her.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I mean, Bianca more likely didn't because she was in the ring when it happened, but that don't mean she don't know who did it. You know what I mean? So that little layer of storytelling right there, I thought they were gonna bring that to the forefront, but they did not. They decided to do a small little face-off with Bayley and Io 1 second, which kind of pisses me off because they didn't say nothing about it at Survivor Series when they were actually on the same team. But yeah, I mean, like I said, but the actual match, the moves, you know what I mean, how fluent everyone was, it wasn't. I didn't see a whole bunch of like botches or mishaps. So it was actually a pretty dope actual match as far as the, you know, things of that nature. But like you said, it could have been a few more surprises. Becky and Jade Cargill definitely could have came. We could have done without Nikki overall. Like, I mean, we didn't have to have Nikki Bella or the Brie Bella.
No, it was
Bella.
Nikki.
Okay, we could have done without her for sure. Like you said, it was a few pops. Alexa Bliss, she got the loudest pop, definitely for sure. Charlotte got one. Bianca and Naomi did get one as well when they came out too. It wasn't as loud as Alexa, but they did get one as well. And like I said, Io Sky when she was the first entrance. I liked it, but like I said, that last part it just blew my mind. I was just like, what the fuck? Who do you think she is? It's kind of like 2 years ago when they had Liv Morgan come back. Last year when they had Liv Morgan came back. Like they thought the pop for her was gonna be super loud, and it was just, you know, oh hey, cool, she's back. But she was number 30, and that she shouldn't have been. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I personally thought Liv was gonna win. Didn't want to win. But when she kept on being in there for so long, I was like, they're going to give Liv Morgan another fucking victory. But they didn't. And I'm glad. I'm not mad at Charlotte. I'm not mad at it at all. I really wish Naomi would have won. But I'm not mad there with Charlotte because she's going to put on a good main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not, you know, I used to not like Charlotte Flair because I felt like she was always given things. And then she wasn't around. You know, when Ronda Rousey won the title, she wasn't around. And it made me miss her and appreciate what she did in the ring. And ever since then, I'm like, you know what? You've earned it, girl. Come give us a great match at WrestleMania. At least you know that if you're in the match, it's going to be good. You know what I mean? It's gonna be good. Now I do want to talk about some moments that I did enjoy in the match, because I did like a few things. First of all, poor Lyra, her whole top fell completely off in the first few minutes that she got in the match, and I was like, "Girl, how are you gonna fix this?" Yo, she couldn't fix it, and it was a little awkward because she was supposed to be doing some stuff.
Liv actually picked that spot when she knocked it down. They had to go to the corner, and the referees. I saw the referees go over there to fix it. They had the camera off of her, but I saw the ref go over there and help her out. And I want people to pay attention to the fact that she got absolutely no pop coming out. Now it was like cricket. Like they at first they weren't doing the woo at first. To like the last two woos, like.
Mm-hmm. It's just the way she's been built. It's been trash. Like, it's been real trash. Because let me tell you, I liked her in NXT. I knew she was being groomed when she beat Becky Lynch for the title. And I said, okay, you know, they're grooming you. But when she came up to the main roster, she was treated like crap. Her storylines were terrible. And this is what you get. Fans that don't care.
They're pushing her. Like, she's not, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying she's ugly or anything like that at all. But she doesn't naturally have, like, the body of one of those, like a how can I say, like a Trish Stratus body, you know what I mean? Like something like that. You don't naturally have that, which is nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to just the visual, people are gonna look at her and say, "Oh, you gotta blow my mind. You can't be okay in the ring." And she's good. Like, she's not bad at all.
She's good in the ring.
Absolutely. I'm not taking that from her at all. But her presentation, like I said, her presentation is not there. That whole woo and doing like this is a dumb pose. First of all, I don't like.
And she's a bird.
She's a bird doing that crap like that. It's just what why? I was so glad when she got eliminated, and who that did it to her? Now. Ivy Nile. She
did because she wants that title. She's like, whoo. What now, right? She's like, coming for you.
I was like, that's great. Let her know that that's a dumb pose. Change that. But yeah, like I said, she just hasn't been pushed right, and I want them to change it up so bad. She don't really have to go heel, but just change up that type of gimmick. You know, maybe run an injury angle where she's out for like a month and come back, with a different type of refresh gimmick.
Maybe give her Tatum Paxley. Tatum has a personality. Something, because there's something like maybe in NXT she wasn't so bland because she was with Tatum Paxley the whole time. But seeing her up in the main roster and her blue hair, I'm like, that's not gonna do it. That doesn't give you any edge, and being happy to be here doesn't give you any edge. It's just like we need something more. She can do it in the ring, but I feel like there's a disconnect. That's what it is. There's a disconnect between the fans and her. And WWE should have built her more. If you were gonna give her this title and she was gonna be the first time ever to hold this title, look at Green. Chelsea Green has been on TV forever, even if she's lost, but she has a personality. She's there. But her, it's like in and out. Either you see her a few times and then she's gone for a month, and then you see her for a few days and she's gone for another month. And so it's not a way to build a champion. You know what I mean? Right. But anyway, she had her malfunction. They fixed her malfunction. I liked it when Lash came out and everybody was like, "Oh, let's be," like Jada was there. Then you had Bianca and Naomi, and then Green got in the middle trying to be their friends, and they were like, "Nah, you don't belong here." And then they took her out, and
that was funny.
I think that was hilarious to me. That was hilarious. So there was some good stuff in it, but it just, like I said, it just wasn't exciting to me. Like the matches felt, it was a good match, but it just wasn't exciting for me at all. And then I didn't even see how Zoe got taken out. I don't even know how Zoe Stark got taken out, and she was doing such good moves. I don't know.
Who's it again? When they came, I think it was Bianca and Naomi, they was eliminating them. They eliminated the whole PLC, if I'm mistaken.
Okay, it was probably them. I just missed it somehow. I did like Selena Gomez, and when she came out, she did the code red off of the ropes to Jordan Grace. I thought
Yes,
that was really nice. So there
yes,
were some good spots here. I just felt like there was no excitement. That's all.
yeah.
No excitement for
Oh,
me.
and shout out to them letting B5 and Last Legend get some shine too. I liked it that both of them got some good shine in this match.
I like that, but I feel like they're showcasing B5 more on SmackDown now. And she's
Hmm.
clearly been working. She's putting in the work. She's learned. She's
Hmm.
much better than when she was, with Hit Row,
By
in my
far.
opinion. And they're putting her with Machine. She's gonna keep learning. She's gonna keep learning. But again, that was just the women's Royal Rumble match. I think that it was okay. No excitement, but a good match. Charlotte
Hmm.
won, and that's what Charlotte does. She wins, so I shouldn't be surprised or shocked about that. Now we did have
I,
another. What happened? Sorry.
I was just gonna say it's gonna be a good match between her and Tiffany Stratton. But you can keep going.
Oh, you think it's gonna be her and Tiffany Stratton?
Absolutely, for sure.
Oh.
That's a match that was already kind of talking about like before, and then she got injured. So like now she back and Tiffany on the main roster with the title. She just won the Royal Rumble. That's what they're setting up for.
That would be a good match. Tiffany's a
Mm,
hell of a wrestler, and I think her and Charlotte would go very well together.
for sure.
They're both very athletic. They both do the moonsault. That would be a good matchup. And Charlotte has faced Rhea how many times already? It's been a
She did
minute.
what?
She's faced Rhea Ripley a whole bunch of times already.
Yeah,
So this
definitely. Yeah.
that might be a nice. I like that. I actually like that. That would be a very fresh mashup, and I think it would actually be a great match.
Hmm.
They both can bring it in the ring.
Hmm.
The
Absolutely.
Battle of the Blondes. Now, the next match that we had was DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns in a 2 out of 3 falls match. I was actually really excited for this match. But it's just because I know the Motor City Machine Guns. Like, I've watched them in TNA. And so I was already such a huge fan of them. And I love that ever since they came to SmackDown, now we have a whole storyline that involves the whole division. Pretty Deadly is not doing the musical anymore. If anything, they're getting more aggressive, which I'm happy about. We're seeing Los Garzas more, and now they're starting to they actually want a match. Before they were just losing matches, but I feel like they're being showcased. And tonight, I should have known. Now the only thing I will say about this match is that I felt like it was short. It was short to me. Like the first fall was genius, by the way, with him pretending to tag in and then not doing it to trick the Alex Shelley in order to get the pin. The second fall came really fast with the Motor City Machine Guns hitting their Skull and Bones. But the third fall, I was like, okay, we're at the third fall. Let's give them some time. Let's showcase what we have here because they're great. And so I felt like we were just getting into that third gear. The Motor City Machine Guns were doing their double moves. DIY was struggling, and they're starting to come back. And then out of nowhere, you see freaking the Street Profits get involved and cost the Motor City Machine Guns their match and the titles. And then they attack DIY right after the match. Now, what did you think?
The actual match itself, I
Mhm.
didn't like it because I expected more, and that was my fault. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But as far as the matches that DIY and Multi Machine Guns have had, even just in the past, like they've all went against each other before, like several times. But like just any interaction between any of them has been great. They've had great matches. As far as the matches they've had, I'm not gonna say it was a terrible match. It just didn't live up to the hype that I had. 2 out of 3 falls. That match should have went somewhere between 30 to 45 minutes for sure.
Mhm.
And that first pinfall shouldn't have came no more than 15 minutes in. About 15 minutes in, didn't get that first one. They got it in like the first about 5 or 6 minutes. That first one came. Then like within like 10 minutes, 10, 11 minutes, the second one came. That's when I was like, okay. Now I don't like it. I don't like it. They're doing too many
Mhm.
moves too fast. They're not taking the time. They're not, doing what they regularly do. So yeah, I didn't like the match, but the ending, the result, Love it. I've been waiting for the Street Profits to turn heel and actually stay heel for a long time. They tried it with Bobby Lashley, but the only problem is when Bobby Lashley was there, they kept getting cheered. So that's why they kind of went back face. But if they're gonna go on a real heel run, this is how you do it. You attack both people, just let them know you're not on nobody's side. And I personally think when they attacked Motor City Machine Guns, I thought, okay, Motor City Machine Guns are the ones that attack them. But then they went and attacked DIY afterwards. Okay, so they just come for everybody. They don't care who it is, as long as they get them titles. I personally believe Street Profits are going to win the titles at WrestleMania. I think they'll be their swan song because they need a team every single year to put on a hell of a match at WrestleMania. I'm pretty sure it's going to be some type of four-way elimination, four-way ladder match or something for them titles. And it's time for Street Profits to get back on top because they actually have discussed separating them several times, and especially Montez. But Montez is like he's riding it out pretty much with Angelo Dawkins, and I like it. I know eventually he is gonna get a singles push, but right now he don't want to do that. Angelo Dawkins not long had a baby, and then not long ago he lost his mom as well. So I'm pretty sure he's like, this ain't the time to do it. You know what I mean? So when Montez do get that single push, he's gonna go from here to here quickly. It's gonna go really, really fast. So I'm glad it's there. I'm glad they finally turned this heel point and it was needed. But like I said, the match about 2.5, 2 out of 5, probably.
Okay. Hi, Kayla K-Fab. Welcome to the show. We're talking about the Motor City Machine Guns for DIY and their 2 out of 3 falls. I completely agree with you, FTW Rock. The match did not live up to the expectation whatsoever. Like, especially with the two teams that were there, it was too short. It was too short. They didn't really let them do anything. Like I said, they were just getting into it on the 3rd fall, and then it was over. But I do agree that I'm very happy to see the Street Profits coming in as a heel. We've been waiting for it for a long time, and I think, I think it's well deserved that they have a good heel run too. And I do agree that at WrestleMania they will probably win the titles, especially if they do a great job, which I think they will. And it will definitely, especially with all the groups that have been involved in, it will definitely be like a 4-way match. It's probably gonna be that. Probably gonna be the Street Profits versus DIY versus the Garzas versus the Pretty Deadly.
Probably Pretty Deadly and A-Town Down Under. Gonna be somewhere in there too.
But A-Town Down isn't Raw.
Oh, they is on Raw now. You're right.
Yeah, what is that? That's a transition phase or something.
The portal.
Yeah, the portal. That's a good name for it. The portal. The portal. So Kayla K-Pop, what did you think of the match with the Motor City Machine Guns and DIY?
If I'm being honest, and it's kind of unfortunate, I just haven't been that invested in the tag team division on SmackDown. So I didn't really get that into the match. Now, I did pay attention, of course, when the Street Profits showed up. I'm hoping and praying that they genuinely push them, especially Montez, this year, because he deserves it. I don't know how I feel about them being healed. That seems like the direction that they're going in. It definitely would be something refreshing, but being that Montez seems to already be over as a babyface, I don't know if that's necessarily the right thing to do. I feel like it'll kind of be similar, and again, hopefully I'm wrong, but similar to when Triple H tried to turn them heel and line them with Bobby Lashley, and that didn't work. But like I said, hopefully I'm wrong and they go in a different direction, because like I said, Montez, and not to take away from Angelo Dawkins either, because I've also heard people say that he drags Montez down. I don't necessarily feel that way. I just feel like they need to come up with proper creative for both of them to, thrive as a team.
I genuinely feel, and this is just me, that in a way we're just seeing a more aggressive you know how we see faces and they just turned up. They're used to smiling. They're playing all the time, but now they're more aggressive. I think we're just seeing a more aggressive Street Profits, and I say that because if that was the case, they would have attacked them. They would have attacked, you know what I'm saying, the Motor City Machine Guns and walked off. But for them to attack DIY, you know what I'm saying, kind of shows like no, they're just more on the aggressive side. And once again, like I gotta go with what everybody said on the podcast. Even when what they did tonight, hell, they still got cheered. They didn't get still gonna be
breaking up a little bit, boss.
Stuff, bro. Between like my bad, but I'm saying it's still gonna be in stuff between tweener stuff. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, feel they still gonna be between faces and heels. And my honesty is because Montez is just so. And in reality, that's just what it is, man. I think we're gonna see an amped up Street Profits. We're not gonna see a full heel Street Profits. It's an amped up Street Profits to get the tops.
Maybe less street and more profit. You know, get rid of the red solo cups and the smiling faces and let people know they're not playing no more. Hopefully that's what it is.
Hi, Dating with Reptar. Good to see you. But I mean, I do like them being more aggressive though. I think that's a good start. At least something different than, like you said, maybe they don't need the red cups. They don't need to be like, you know, always smiling and things like that. Maybe they have to be more serious.
I think I agree with y'all with that. I personally think that it's like they change up their music. They ain't gotta just, you know, completely change. It could be sort of like a remix of it, kind of like what they did to Shinsuke Nakamura music. Just have like a small little serious undertone to it and get rid of the horns that's in the beginning. You know, the dun 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 dun. That gives a whole playful vibe. You know what I mean? And that's all cool and all and dandy. But if y'all not going like align them, if y'all not going like, you know, it's time. Like I said, it's time for a change with them. We've seen this for so long, and y'all not pushing them no more in that perspective. So if y'all going to do it, now's the time, especially right for WrestleMania. They need to be the ones to win at WrestleMania for sure.
Yeah, it's been a really long time since they've held those titles.
4 years.
4 years. It's been 4 years.
I'm a Street Profits fan, so 3 or 4 for sure. I think 4.
Yeah, I do agree that maybe change their song, maybe change just a little tweak. They don't need like to change everything, but if just a little tweak here and there, I think can go really far. Especially since like Mr. FTW said, they were being cheered. Like the fans are very invested in the Street Profits, and you know Montez is completely, you know, he's over like really hard with the fans. But Angelo Dawkins, if he's over, I think they could be really good singles, and I can think they could do very well together if this is where we're going with them. I just hope they don't drop the ball. I feel like with the Street Profits, they've tried a few things and it just hasn't worked. But overall, that was the match. Thought it was okay. I agree with everybody and everything they said. It should have been longer. That's all I had to say about that one. Now, we do have the next one that's going to be Cody Rhodes versus KO. But I know that this is going to be a longer conversation. And so, but before I start, did anybody think KO could win?
I thought he should have.
I thought
he should have.
I thought it was a possibility. Like I wouldn't have been mad if he did win, but then at the same time, I didn't see Cody dropping the belt before Mania.
I agree. In my honest opinion, I thought he was gonna keep the old wing belt. I thought he was just gonna keep the delusion going after Rhodes beat him that he was still the champion. Like know what I mean?
Cody may start carrying around the wing title. I believe there's they're not stupid. Everybody says their original title is ugly as hell, and it's just basic. So their wing title is that's something Cody had already talked about before bringing back, like in little interviews and stuff. So didn't let it stay always gonna be one night only, and then let them keep it. it was kind of dope to see Kevin keep on doing it. What's up, Floyd? Floyd Mayweather, Maystorm. I'm sorry, Floyd Maystorm. He's part of Diamond Land, by the way. Street Profits tore down DIY and Motor City Machine Guns after that match, Floyd. But yeah, I personally think Cody may keep on carrying it. You know, because like I said, they'll save them money. They won't have to create a whole nother title. So.
That's true. I just like the delusional Kevin Owens. Like, if we can have him win a championship, I'm like, let him be delusional enough to think he's still a champion.
I personally, since Sammy's like about done with the bloodline story, and we know he needs great stories to keep his character going. They can't just throw him in stuff. I wish Sammy would have accidentally caused Cody the match tonight. Like somehow come in and like, you know, try to break something up, and then now Cody fell from the ladder, and then, you know, KO got the titles, and then, you know, something like that. You know what I mean? Even if Cody win it right, even if Cody would like win it right back at Elimination Chamber or something like that, like that would have added a layer to the story. You know what I mean? So I personally hate the fact that Kevin Owens has a title match at Royal Rumble every single year and never wins. Like every match, every time it's like 3 or 4 years in a row he's had a title match and not in the actual Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they said it. I think it was on Raw that he was 5 years. He's had 5 Royal Rumble matches and lost.
That's insane.
Well, he's consistent.
You see, and this how I know the bloodline and especially Roman, they do fuck with him, because no matter what, something around the bloodline is gonna be with KO at, and that's gonna consistently always have him either in the main events or the main storylines. He's gonna always have a job no matter what.
Oh yeah, no, but he's amazing. Even when I'll never forget his match when Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like that in itself is great. I think he always does very well. But anyway, before we get into the match, it's time for us to talk about our sponsors. And so we're just gonna take a little bit of a break. We're gonna start with Dating with Reptar. It's for singles, it's for couples, and for conversation that no one wants to have. This has been going on since 2020. And if you look at the poster, you can see that she has all her handles right there so that you can follow her. Again, it's a great dating advertisement. Sorry. Oh, we also have FTW presents FTW Mania. Now, this is going to be on night 1 of WrestleMania. It's probably going to be once it's ended. And so there's going to be some really amazing wrestling going on. So if you guys have the time, please come and show some support to FTW Mania. You know, it's going to be great.
I'm going to be wrestling there too. So keep an eye out on that.
Okay, good to hear.
Down M13 through Genesee, I-75 is the home for me. Welcome to Saginaw, Saginaw, Saginaw.
Can be, and as you already know, that is Matt's Wrestling Collectibles right here on YouTube. Today, guys, a milestone video, a huge video, one that I was talking about a few videos back, a few new figure pickup videos back. We were talking about this right here. It is none other than episode 50 of New Figure Pickups. It is crazy to think that this YouTube started back up again after so many years of being away. We started back up in June of 2022. Here we are, a little over 2 years later, 50 episodes later of New Figure Pickups. I told you guys it was going to be a good one. It was going to be a big one. We're going to try to make sure that we don't make this.
All right, so welcome back, everybody. Again, thank you to our sponsors, and we're gonna get right into the next match, which is Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens in a ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship. What did you guys think of this match? Let's start with FTW. Hey,
great. What's up, NTG? I don't care what they said about you, man. You all right with me. But yeah, this was a pretty dope match between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. Like I said, the result may have not been exactly what I wanted, but I'm not too surprised about it. I think it's gonna add a layer.
I'm doing good. I'm doing well. About you.
Oh, okay. I think it's gonna add a little layer between the story with huh? Oh,
no, I was saying that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys could. I don't know if you guys can hear me because I got cut off there for a little bit.
Oh yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Fine.
All right, cool.
But yeah, this was a pretty dope match. I think it's gonna be interesting what they're gonna do between the Sammy KO thing. He came out there to kind of like check on them, but he didn't really get involved in the match really. So I don't know how KO gonna take that. They may end up feuding with each other again, like they've done several times. They don't miss on any feud they have, so it kind of would be cool to see them feud again. They may end up having a WrestleMania match. I'm predicting at least Sammy versus KO at WrestleMania. And I don't know if it's gonna be like a stipulation involved, but I think out of this match, that's what we're gonna get from that. But the actual match was pretty good, pretty solid. KO did the little Death Valley Driver thing from the ladder on Cody. Then Cody hit him with the Alabama Slam to get the victory at the end. It was dope, man. Still, KO was bleeding everywhere. It was just dope. It was a really good match. It turned out, I knew it was going to be a good match, but it turned out to be even better than I thought. And it kind of had to be because, like I said, that tag match kind of let down a little bit. But this match kind of made up for it. I wasn't mad at all. Like I said, I just hope they stop doing KO the way they're doing as far as him not getting no title, losing every single title match. But yeah.
Okay. What did you think, Kayla K-Fab?
I thought it was a great match. I was expecting it to be a good match, hoping it was, considering how long they've dragged this feud out since it started, October, like back at Bad Blood. But it was nice to see Cody reach a certain level of crash out. Like we always refer to Kevin Owens as, or at least I refer to him as like crash out Kevin. I think him constantly trolling Cody pushed him to a point where he reached maybe even a higher level of crashing out than Kevin does. Because that Alabama Slam spot onto the ladder, that. Like, I felt that a little bit. It was intense, and I also love them throwing in the mini ladder. That was fun to see. I did think Sammy was going to get a bit more involved, especially considering how he's been haluva kicking everyone accidentally. But I'm hoping it'll, of course, and I'm sure it will lead to something between him and Kevin. I don't know if they're going to turn Sammy heel. With Killian Cross still kind of lurking around, I think it's a possibility. Maybe we'll get another Kevin and Sami Zayn tag team. Maybe, we'll do something with that and they'll be in the tag team division. I don't know. But overall, really great match. And yeah, after the tag match kind of, being not what it should have been. I think it was definitely a nice balance before the Rumble.
Okay. What did you think, MTG? Did you like the Cody versus Kevin Owens match?
It was better than the tag match. I wasn't really too invested in that tag match. Maybe if the Street Profits were involved, I know they would probably make the whole match a little differently. But this match here really outdid the tag match. And that Alabama slam to the ladder, I know everyone's been saying that. Man, I was with Impact, and then Kevin Owens left out of the building with what a bloody mess.
So I agree with all you guys. I love this match. I thought the match was very great. Like, we all know it was going to be a great match with the talent who was in it. I was just expecting Cody Rhodes to get more aggressive earlier on in the match, because the whole entire feud has been him saying, I want to hurt you, Kevin. I want to hurt you. And for literally the first 10 minutes of that match, Kevin was in control and he was the one hurting Cody Rhodes. So I'm very happy, even if it happened towards the end, that Cody got aggressive with him, as he should have, because that's the whole point of this match. Since, you know, Kevin tried to hurt Cody. And so I'm glad that he showed that aggressive side. I love that ladder spot with Kevin Owens, because it looked like he broke him in half. It was the only ladder to break in the whole match. That was the only ladder that actually broke, even though they were like throwing each other through the ladders the whole time. And so I am happy that at least one ladder broke, and it was at the like most vicious spot. I am happy that Cody did win. I will say I thought Sammy was gonna do more, like you guys said, but he might turn heel, especially after what happened at the Rumble, and who ended up eliminating him. He might turn heel after that and be like, oh my God, Kevin, you were right. I have to look out for myself. And so if they end up finally being a good heel team, tag team together, that would be amazing. Or if they go against each other, that's even better. We haven't seen Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn in a few years. So it's been a bit of a time. So it's going to feel much better, much fresher. And they never drop the ball when they go against each other. So wherever they go with Kevin and Sami, I hope it's great. That's all I have to say. I think they both are great anyway. Now, for the match of the night for me.
And I think one thing I will say, I don't think Kevin Owens has won a singles title since 2017 or 2018 when he won that United States title. That man has not won a singles titles in years. So they're playing with that guy. Yeah, 2017. Like, he was winning Universal, Intercontinental in the US, but he hasn't won a singles title in so long.
Hopefully that changes for him. I feel like, you know, he deserves another run. As I know he had the tag team titles with Sami, but they lost it very fast. But I do hope he gets a singles title eventually. I mean, he's still pretty young though. How old is he? Is he like in his 30s?
No, he's like in his late 30s. I think he's like in his late 30s.
Yeah, he's late 30s.
In late 30s. Okay. Hopefully they give him the title he deserves. Because he's anything they give him, he turns into gold.
He did win this.
I'm gonna say this. There are certain people who are too big for the mid card titles, but they're so good that they don't need a world title. And Kevin Owens is one of them. Unfortunately, I want to see him with it, but I know for a fact he don't need it at all. That's why they haven't given it to and we're not going to speak on what happened yet, but that's why they haven't given it to Jey Uso yet. That's why you know that's why they force the title on certain people. That's why Lyra got it right now. She's not really over like that. They want her to be. Let's put a title on it. Maybe she means something important. Chelsea Green lost for a long time before she got this title. Last year, Bayley was losing for like a 2-3 years straight before she won the Roman, then got that. You know what I mean? Certain people don't actually need it, but to get it is nice, but they don't actually need it. KO is one of them, unfortunately. It's kind of like you're so good, it kind of damages yourself a little bit.
I completely agree with you. I think that's why they always have him in some. Like I said, he went versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. That wasn't for a title, but that was a great spot to be in. Like, that was history right there. And so they always find something for KO to do. That I'll say. They always do find something for Kevin Owens to do. But now let's move on to the men's Royal Rumble. I have to say I really enjoyed. Like, I already knew this Royal Rumble was stacked, Like, especially you're gonna have John Cena, you have CM Punk, you have Roman Reigns being in a Royal Rumble in almost 4 years, you know. And so you already had a lot of people who were already big in this Rumble. So I knew it was going to bring that excitement. Even from the very beginning of this match, I got excited because we had Rey Mysterio versus Penta, you know, Cero Miedo. And I thought that was a great way to start this this Royal Rumble. Now, before I keep going, because I have a lot of opinions, what did you guys think of the men's Royal Rumble? Let's start with. Go ahead, MTG.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut
No,
you
it's
off.
okay. I was gonna start with you anyway. Go ahead.
All right. It was 10 out of 10 for me, that whole Royal Rumble match. And it's the first time that we've seen Penta and Rey in the ring since Lucha Underground. It was cool to see that again. And I'm still kind of getting used to Penta being in WWE because I never thought he was ever going to go there. And one of my favorite entrances of the night was when Joe Hendry came out, and he's the first guy to ever come out in the Royal Rumble as TNA World Champion.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. That was really neat to see that. And AJ Styles came back. It was good seeing him come back. And what else happened? What else is one of my favorite parts? Oh, and the end result was super shocking. I never thought that Jey Uso was going to be, or Logan Paul was going to be last three. I predicted that the last four standing was going to be Cena, Roman, Seth, and Punk. And I had Cena or Roman winning this. I had one of them winning this Royal Rumble match, but the result was entirely different. And I thought Drew McIntyre was going to be the fifth guy to get eliminated, but Damian Priest put a stop to that. And damn, that was a good Royal Rumble. And like you said, it was packed. I can't really wait to see what's going to happen at Elimination Chamber, how they're going to do all this.
I agree. What do you think, Kayla K-Fab?
I've never been more happy to be wrong about a Royal Rumble prediction. For me, I was going for Punk. I figured, with him losing or not winning last year because of injuries, that this year would be his year. In my Final Four, similar to MTG's, but I saw my Final Four being Roman, Seth, Punk, and Drew. So when Drew got eliminated by Damian, completely shocked and floored me. I didn't see John Cena winning anyway. I didn't think it would be that easy for him to come back after being gone for so long and winning. So him going on to Elimination Chamber, I see him winning there. But wasn't surprised that he didn't win tonight. But I was surprised that it came down between him and Jey. And when it did, I just did not see John being who he is. I didn't see him coming in and taking the opportunity from Jey. So it was just nice to finally see how over Jey is. It was nice to see that come to a point of him winning the Royal Rumble tonight. And to kind of bounce back to Saturday Night's Main Event, because I know a few people, at least that I know of, were, I guess, upset, or, of course, they wanted him to win the title against Gunther. I didn't see him winning it then. And personally, I feel like, considering how over Jey is, it's better for him to win it at a big PLE anyway. I wouldn't have wanted to see him just win it at a special. I don't think it would have meant as much. So seeing him potentially win it at WrestleMania in Vegas, the whole crowd yeeting, I can't wait to see it. And as far as like everyone else tonight, if you follow me on TikTok, I'm not a big fan of Seth Rollins. So my dislike for him continues to grow every single week. So for him to curb stomp Roman, 2-3 times?
No, he curb stomped him with both his legs the first time, and then he curb stomped him on the steel steps the next time. It was twice.
He got under my skin, but I do like the play of him and Roman's obsession or hatred with one another being what gets them eliminated. Logan Paul eliminating Punk, didn't like that, but I mean, I don't care for Logan Paul. I don't think a lot of people do. But overall, great Rumble. It was great seeing Joe Hendry. I wish we got to see more NXT stars like we did in the women's one. That's probably the only thing I'll say. I was hoping to see maybe like a Trick Williams at least.
That would have been. I agree. I thought Oba Femi at least.
Yeah.
because he has the title.
But overall, it was. I don't have any complaints. It was a great Rumble. It was great to see Jay win.
Okay. What do you think, FTW Rock?
Great match. Great. This is probably, like I said, out of like the last 3 or 4 years, this is probably one of the ones that I was like, man, like that whole Rumble, it wasn't no blank spots where I was like, oh, that was terrible. You know what I mean? Every single spot was nice. You know what I mean? I really enjoyed this one. Like you said, it's a couple of stars. It's actually 4 stars where I was surprised didn't hit. Trick Williams was one of them. I thought we were going to see Omos come back because he did say he was going back to WWE. He gave his title back over there in Japan. I thought we were going to see Randy Orton. And
Randy Orton.
Yeah, I really, really, really thought we were going to see Randy Orton for sure. But when number 29 hit and it wasn't Logan Paul yet, then I said, oh, okay, Randy's not going to be there because for sure Logan had already said he was going to be there and hadn't seen him yet. So I knew he was going to be 30 when the 29 hit and it wasn't him. So, yeah, like I said, really good match. I really enjoyed it. There were really no real big complaints. We all shocked it was Jay because Jay is, he's main event, lose every main event, Jay Uso. But I'm just so happy. Boy, I'm telling you, when I say I am, like Kayla said, I am extremely happy to be wrong this time. I thought it was going to be Punk. I 100% thought Punk was going to win. I wanted it to be LA Knight because LA Knight is like one of my top ones right now. I feel like they kind of missed the wave on him when he had his highest peak. I got really scared at one point that we're going to be Cena. I wasn't going to be mad, but I got really scared. But then when I saw that it was Cena and Jay alone, I said, I think Jay going to win. Or whatnot. I even said in the chat, if y'all watched that, I was like, Jay may fuck around and win because I just think, me personally, it wouldn't have made absolutely no sense for Cena to beat Jay when Jay's been around. And, Cena, like I said, he got this whole year to get that one more title run. It don't matter if he got that title run for one day. That's all they really need for him to beat the record. So him winning now, it would have been nice, but it wouldn't have mattered. When it was him and Jay, they would have had Cena be the heel. Like if it would have been him and Drew, or even him and Seth with Seth kind of teetering right now, they would have made more sense. But I knew for a fact. Well, I ain't gonna say I knew for a fact. I had a strong feeling when it was Cena and Jay that Jay was gonna win, and goddamn, I can't tell you how happy I am because I keep saying WWE has a bad habit of someone's wave hitting and then hitting his top, and then they have them lose to the top person. Like they had Jay lose to the top person so many goddamn times. I'm like, yeah, they don't like him at this point for some reason. But when Sami was at his highest, right when he betrayed Roman and he had that match at the Elimination Chamber against him, I felt like Sami probably should have won then. Now I feel like he's never gonna get that world title run that he wants. I felt like LA Knight shouldn't have won against Roman when he did, because I knew for a fact right then that Roman's not losing it yet. So they shouldn't have had him go against him because they kind of killed his fire. I ain't gonna say killed it; it dimmed his light. Yeah, he was before then. You heard everybody was LA Knight and woo woo. His after his merchandise was like topping sales. He lost that match and then like it kind of went down. Now he's still over, but it's definitely not as it is. And like I said, it's several people who they've done like that. But I'm just glad that they finally realized we can't hold this Jay Uso thing off anymore. The WrestleMania tickets are gonna be so high. I need to get a Jay Uso Yeet shirt right now because in a week shirt gonna be $90. So I need to get one while they 20 or 30 right now. But yeah, great match. I'm extremely happy for him.
One thing I will say, Rock, I have LA Knight winning next year's Royal Rumble. That I do have. I predicted it for a few months now. I said I got him winning next year's Royal Rumble.
Man, when I want to hope you're right so bad, but here's the thing about WWE. When they throw a curveball and give us a surprise like they did tonight, usually the next 2 or 3 years, it's predictable. They had a really, really bad habit of doing that type of thing. Like Cody winning twice in a row was very predictable. You know what I mean? Pretty much after Shinsuke won, the Royal Rumble winners from then on out was kind of predictable a little bit. You know what I mean? So they'll throw a curveball, then it's predictable. Then they'll throw another curveball. You know, something like that. It all depends on if they're hot or not. I just don't believe LA Knight's gonna be that hot again. I want him to be. I swear to God, I want him to be. Cause like I said, he's top for me like that. Like he got the mic, he got the moves, he got the the ring presence, the experience as well too. His matches are never really that boring. So I want him to win, but I just don't think it will, MTG. But I want to be wrong. I hope they prove me wrong.
All right.
With Royal Rumble being in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia next year, it could be Sammy. Just for the sake of the fanfare, and I mean, it'll be finally his chance to win a world title.
That's
It
true.
absolutely could. You are absolutely right about that, Kayla. You see, man, you all right with me, bro. I don't care what they were saying.
No, I completely agree. This Royal Rumble was not predictable. I thought it was going to be John Cena. Because of the record. WWE loves to break records. And with John Cena, this would have been the third one he won, and he would have tied the record with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And so this being his last year, I'm like, they're just going to give it to him. Just so that he could have a great run in his retirement run. But am I glad I'm wrong too? Let me tell you, when I saw Jay win, I'm like, wow. I feel like this is the first time, like you said, we didn't predict it. It was unpredictable, and we gave it to somebody new. You know, this is a new person that we're giving. That's what the Royal Rumble is supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to give it to new stars. And so I really like that they did this with Jay. Now, I don't know who he's going to go against. It might probably be Gunther because he's a face and Gunther's a heel. And then, Cody's a face. But hopefully, we don't get the same match that we got in main event. It was good, but we get something different. Maybe we'll get like the Kofi Mania. It'll be Jay Mania this time around.
I think it'd be Gunther. That's kind of like what his separate story. Yeah, if he go against Cody, I don't know why. I just feel like somehow they're gonna rope the bloodline story in that somehow. But if it's with Gunther, that's like completely away from it. So you know what I mean? And it's kind of like a story already building there with Gunther already calling him, saying he can't beat him, he can't do whatever with all that whatnot. You're just a mascot and all that. And they, like I said, they've had two great matches already. When he lost to him for the Intercontinental title, he just lost at Saturday Night's main event. So it's kind of like already a small underlying story building. They can build on that if they want to. Fun fact: Jey Uso was asking for the beat Gunther that first time. They changed they changed it that night, literally. But at first, he was supposed to beat Gunther for that title that first time. So maybe it's a redemption thing now. Maybe he may come around and win it. Hopefully, Cody. I really hope he goes against I don't know, some other name. I don't want to go against Jay, because if he go against Jay, that damn main event, not winning a main event title ain't gonna change. If you go against Cody, for sure.
Or we might. This is what I hope that we get: a fatal 4-way for the WWE. I don't know if it's gonna happen at WrestleMania. Cody, Roman, Punk, and Seth for the WWE champion. I would want that to happen. To be honest with you,
I think that would be a good match.
Punk gonna be on Raw though. Like Netflix requested Punk. Punk gonna be on Raw for sure.
Yeah, but he can ask for a favor from Paul.
You're right.
Heyman.
He still got that.
And it doesn't matter if he's on Raw.
You're right.
He asked for Paul Heyman to do him that solid. He'll put him in the match. So that's the end that Punk has right there, I think. Now, like I said, I did enjoy it. I really enjoyed this men's Royal Rumble. I felt like it was a 3 parts. Like in the beginning, it was the luchadors, and we had them doing their thing. But then we
Mhm.
got the big guys. We got Braun Strowman, and then once Braun Breaker got, and then we got Jacob Fatu coming in.
Man,
Once they got in there, was a total destruction. I just want to say, Speed, whoever he is, I know he's an influencer, but I don't see his stuff. Yo, did he take a bump? Yo, that's
Braun Breaker ate him for lunch.
oh my God, he destroyed him, and then
Boy, that
Otis
boy-
lifting him over the table. I said,
that boy speared. That man speared him through the portal.
he
I swear to
did.
God.
Yo,
Yeah, man,
he was
he
speeding.
boy,
Oh
he
my
speared that
God.
man so hard, boy. Jesus Christ! I watched it in slow motion. I said, "Oh, that's a bump." Like,
Yo.
oh, that's a hit.
Breaker hit him with his full speed.
Full speed. Well, and think about it. I know they probably already trained for that moment because I saw right before he lifted him up, he said something to him. I guess was he all right or whatnot. So, shout out Speed. Ain't no motherfucking way, boy.
Yeah, yo, he's a tiny little thing. Almost broke him in half. And then he threw
He's
him
like
at
five.
Otis. And then
He's
Otis
like 5'6".
Yeah.
He's like 5'6".
And then Otis threw him over the announce table too, so he took a second bump. I was like, okay, all right, I see you. So I have to give credit to that.
I guarantee they asked Casanat to do that too. Casanat probably said, "Shit."
He said, no, thank you.
Shit.
No, but I have to say, I really, that was like the second part. I feel like once Jacob Fatu got in there, Braun Strowman got in there, and Braun Breaker got in there, it was like they eliminated the first half of the participants. They were in it, and I said, okay,
Jacob too, yeah.
Yeah, they did. They just went through them, and then by the time Roman Reigns came out, like it was only like two or three people. Penta was left in the ring, and Jacob Fatu was left in the ring, if I'm correct. And then Roman came out, and he was Braun Breaker was still there. Braun Breaker was still there because he speared Roman Reigns.
Yeah, Braun Strowman had threw Jacob over.
That feud's gonna be far from over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a long feud. I like it. I'm here for it.
I am. I'm like, I understand now why we had to kill Braun at the main event, because that thing was just destruction after destruction after destruction. And then like, oh, I get it. And so for when we come to the Royal Rumble, he can get his licks in, and we can take out Jacob Fatu because he's a monster. The way they've been building him in WWE has been very, very like unbreakable.
It reminds me of the angle that Bobby Lashley had with Brock Lesnar a couple years, like last year or something like that. You know, Brock came in, 2 years ago. Brock came in eliminating everybody, and it was already this little tension between Bobby and Brock, and Bobby surprisingly threw Brock over. So, and then Brock had to fit afterwards too, just like Jacob did tonight. So it kind of reminded me of that same feel.
Yeah. And then I feel like that was the first part was the luchador, the second parts were the monsters, and then the third part were the stars. By the time the stars came out, you only had a few monsters left. By the time Roman came out, like I said, you had Jacob Fatu, you had Penta, and then you had like Braun, if I'm correct. You could completely tell me I'm wrong. And then after they came in, they threw out even more people. Braun was thrown out by Roman Reigns, even though he speared him. But he took that spear. And then I feel like once I know Penta was thrown out a little later too. And then we got all the stars. We got CM Punk, we had Seth Rollins, we had Drew McIntyre. We had all of them in the same place at the same time. And that's cool. Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool to see. And so it brought even more electricity to a Rumble that was already great. You know what I mean? And then that ending, once Jay won, once we saw was Jay versus John Cena, the ending. By the way, gotta give a shout out because my favorite wrestler is AJ Styles. So seeing him come back, I'm so happy he's back. I'm glad.
I'm glad they changed the song back. That's what I'm glad about. The other one was trash.
Yeah,
second song was trash.
Yeah, I'm just so happy he's back. Sucks that Logan Paul took him out by being very sneaky, but whatever. Maybe that's gonna be a feud right there in and of itself. To have each other.
I'm gonna say this, bro. I fuck with Logan. Like not as far as his personal, stuff. You know what I mean? Some personal issues that I wouldn't fuck with. But him as a wrestler, he gets it. He get it. He done came in. He be having 5-star matches. He know how to work the crowd at first, and he came in wanting to be face, and he fed off the fact that the crowd didn't like him, and he took everyone's advice. They said you need to lean into that, and he's been killing it ever since. Like, I don't care if he work on his matches a month ahead of time. Keep doing it. Give me 5-star matches.
Yeah, I do agree. He clearly puts in the work. Something he clearly enjoys doing. I did want to say also, the person who eliminated Sami Zayn was Jay. Yes. So that's another reason I wanted to go into that too. Kayla was right. This Karrion Kross effect is real with people. You know what I mean? When Karrion Kross says something, it happens. Like, it don't matter what it is. He said something to me. He betrayed. He said something to Shinsuke. He betrayed everybody. He said something to what's his name? The Street Profits. He said Montez Ford should be your head person, and we ain't seen Bobby Lashley since. You know what I mean? No matter how it happens, it happens. You feel what I'm saying? So I like the fact they got Karrion Kross, saying something to Sammy. Him getting kicked by Jay tonight was major because, like y'all said, he's been Huluva kicking the hell out of people. You know what I mean? So the fact that he done that accidentally twice, and now this happens tonight, Sammy turned the heel eventually. It may not be now. It may not be in the next month. It's gonna happen for sure. I think so too. Karrion Kross is like that little demon. You know how you have the devil and the angel? Yeah. He's like that little devil who's in your ear and he keeps talking to you, and his stuff is true. But falling for it is never good. Falling for it is a never good idea. But I think that because Jay is the one who, and like you said, he's been Huluva kicking everybody. And Jay is the one who was his best friend who threw him out of that Rumble. And then seeing his other best friend, KO, being a mess and getting destroyed by Cody, that might lead him to break. Like you said, it might not be tomorrow, it might not be Monday, but it will be soon. And maybe that's when KO and him get together. But I think that was a nice touch. Now, I do want to say with the whole Seth Rollins thing, I'm happy he went crazy. I'm glad he went nuts. Because I feel like this frustration has been boiling for a while. Especially Reigns, he hates, that's a forever feud. So he's always going to hate Roman Reigns. So him beating up Roman Reigns is normal. Him beating up CM Punk is perfectly in style. Like, he literally had to be pulled away from all those people. So I do see that 4-way match happening soon. And Jey Uso won. Very happy. Great Royal Rumble. Any final thoughts before we call it night?
Well, I wish that Joe Hendry could have got a chance to have his moment with John Cena during the match, because he's the one that's been calling out John Cena. I wish, but Roman Reigns eliminated Joe Hendry. I kind of wanted to see a little altercation between Cena and Joe Hendry during that match.
I wonder if they're saving it. Because, they do have an open contract with TNA, and I could have sworn I heard somewhere that Joe Hendry was supposed to be going to WWE. Like, Jordan Grace is already there. She's already signed. I know that Josh Alexander is supposed to be on his way out as well. Yep. And I thought Joe Hendry was on that list.
I think his contract expires in February.
Oh, okay. So he may still have that match with Cena. It just it didn't happen, that showdown during Mania, during the Royal Rumble. But I think John Cena this year, I hope he doesn't get injured. But I hope that this year he can get the matches that he wants. That's the whole point of his retirement run.
I hope he wrestles everybody, almost every guy that's good enough to wrestle against him on the roster, including the old school people. I want to see one more John Cena versus CM Punk, or one more John Cena versus Rey Mysterio. Like, I want him to fight a couple of those guys as well before he goes out.
I think he will. I think we're going to get him. He's going to get the run that he deserves. Because he said this is the last time you're going to see it. And I believe it is, because he's a movie star. He can't risk his body anymore. He just can't. That costs money for him to hurt himself and not be able to make movies. Like, that's a hit in his pocket. So I think he's going to get all the matches that he wants this year, since I think he took the year off of making movies, so he doesn't get hurt. So he doesn't, doesn't interfere because he said this is the last time. And we started with the Royal Rumble. He's going to be in the Elimination Chamber too. So we might see him against Joe Hendry. It might happen sometime this year. Any final thoughts before we say goodnight?
That's about it.
That's it. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed the Royal Rumble as much as we did. And until next time.